brand new purple light, brand new purple light, facts, brand new purple light.
To this day, to this day.
Red and blue, purple, like prints, facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious, Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. When you purple light,
To this day, to this day.
purple light, facts, red and blue purple light, green, red, and blue,
To this day,
purple
to this day,
light,
to this day.
facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious, Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our
To this
back.
day,
Facts,
to this day.
we in your city,
To this
pull up
day.
where we at. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses, welcome, welcome, welcome to another Sacrilegious Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar, live and direct. Facts. All right. And that song that you just heard right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is the theme music for Know the Ledger. All right. Facts. We are in our Mink Slide era right now. Talk black to me. This is Unctivities. You dig? Yeah. So yeah. Man, we got some beautiful things to share with you today. Today is a magnificent day. Give yourselves a round of applause. You know what I mean? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You could be anywhere, but you're here tonight, live in the building for Sacrilegious Mondays. You know what I'm talking about? The precursor to Melanin Mondays. You know what I mean? We got Melanin Mondays coming up. We do have a classic episode on the way. Prepare yourselves. We have a round table, a panel of Moors led by our good brother, the Grand Sheikh Taj Tariq Bey, the Grand Sheikh Sharif Anil Bey, the Grand Sheikh Minister of Information, and we also have another Grand Sheikh, our good brother Sabir Bey. So that's going to it's gonna be one for the record books. That is coming up, I believe, at 9 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to have your pens and pads on deck. And I'm also going to share with this audience, if you have questions that you want me to ask for the round table tonight, I'll give you the email that you can send those questions to, and we will have a Q&A segment, because the timing on everything is perfect. There's a lot of questions that people have. There are a lot of questions that people want answered, and people are they're in the mind state these days to look for solutions outside of the ones that are being provided to them. So, the timing is right on. Fear of a Blackamore Messiah, Fear of a Blackamore Messiah. That lecture is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses, Moors and Moabites. Fear of a Blackamore Messiah. Man, let me see. Where's the flyer for that? Man, talk about foresight. Talk about foresight. Talk about what they call divine sight, right? Always putting yourself on the line when you go out and you name these lectures and you bring about these conversations, weeks in advance. And you sit and you meditate and you tap in and you listen to that inner voice and you follow your vision, and it tells you, do a lecture entitled Fear of a Blackamore Messiah, Red. Put that together, put that one out, right? The time is perfect for it. We're going to provide you the information and everything. You're going to get the downloads, you know what I mean? But put that out there. Let's go with that. And then my audience saw the flyer and they was like, damn, Red, you just finished doing When in Rome, the Jason months, right? And you were preparing us for the Jason months. And, you, Vicky, and Blue, y'all laid it out, you know what I mean? Specifically, I'm talking about in detail as to what it is that we have to expect. You even redid the flyer and put Kamala on it. You know what I'm saying? So you knew what was going on. And I'm like, yeah, right after When in Rome, right after we showed you that the empire was succumbing to entropy, right? The corporation was falling from within. I'm talking about? We were like, boom, we're going to hit you with Fear of a Blackamore Messiah, right? Going back to what we were saying, that at the end of the day, this whole thing is going to have to do with what are you going to do, because the walls are closing in. It's about what are you going to do to take yourself out of the trajectory of what you see coming down the pipeline. And we'll be able to lay a lot of things out, because it's always going to come back to you more. It's always going to come back to you. It's always going to be about you at the end of the day. So coming up on Sunday, more Pillar Prophecies. And this time we are bringing a powerhouse. You feel me? Man, this time we are bringing somebody who, I was studying Brother Sharif Adanil Bey when I came into the information way back in the day. So it's my honor and my pleasure to bring him to do this classic. You feel me? And that's coming up on Sunday. You will see him today, right? We have him tonight on Melanin Mondays. Be sure to be in the building for that classic. And we have our good brother Sabir and the Minister of Information. All right. That's going to be a well-needed, well-attended lecture that we'll be having coming up on Melanin Monday. So look out for that. All right. Salute in Islam to everybody who is participating in this monumental, sit down with different organizations, brothers who have different ways of doing things. Everybody is not all on the same page, but that means nothing when it comes time to solutions and it comes time to, quote unquote, get to spreading information that the people could utilize right now. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But today Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a conversation that is going to definitely open up your eyes to, what it is that we've been building on as a collective, definitely as a collective, definitely as, in a classroom all together. We've been in the classroom together over these past months and whatnot. And we talked about, a lot of the things that are taking place right now. We prepared ourselves, we prepped ourselves, we basically, gave ourselves some time to take it all in. So when we saw it take place, it didn't catch us by surprise. You dig? It didn't catch us by surprise. It didn't, surprise us. It didn't elicit any type of responses where we were utilizing energy that we can, that we don't have for things that are quote unquote distractions, right? So we explained that this theater of politics is the greatest show on earth right now. And we explained that the greatest show on earth is not just the greatest show on earth in and of itself. It's not just a standalone. When it's the greatest show on earth, this greatest show on earth has all kind of, connections, or what they would call supersymmetry, or what they would call, superpositions into all kind of other parts of the culture, right? So we've been breaking down how the storyline of Donald J. Trump and Joe Biden, right, was a storyline that's playing out on a TV show, right? The number one show on Amazon Prime, mind you, called The Boys. This is a wildly popular show. And this TV show is about superheroes, but it's about superheroes who are very crooked. These are about evil superheroes who are basically fronting like they are good superheroes. There's a character on the TV show The Boys, and her name is Victoria Newman, okay? And as you can see in the picture right here, her ethnicity is the same ethnicity of our good sister Kamala Harris, okay? Like when they said Barack Hussein and they never said Barack. No, when they say Barack Obama and they never said Barack Hussein Obama. Well, sister Kamala, her middle name is Devi or Devi or Devi, Devi. And we'll get into that as we break things down with Kamala Yuga tonight. The Kamalification of Kamala. But you'll understand that this thing is a little bit deeper than what we may be looking at on the surface when we get through this lecture today. Okay. And I will be debuting a song that's one day old. We did this on Proclamation Day yesterday. We celebrated our Proclamation Day, ladies and gentlemen, July the 21st. Okay, July the 21st is officially Red and Blue Pillar Day. It's the Pillar Day, 21st of July, the same day that'll go down in history where Joe Biden stepped down. You feel me? Where Joe Biden conceded and took a kneel and whatnot. That's on the Pillar Prophecy Day, July the 21st. Don't ever forget that day, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Make that a holiday, So I'll be giving y'all an exclusive. I'll be giving y'all an exclusive. And for my Patreons, I'll be playing a whole full song on Patreon for y'all. Y'all will get the real access. And we filmed a lot of stuff yesterday. I was gonna go live, but I beg y'all to understand that when you're in the moment of creativity and when you're in the moment of the flow of making a classic, there's certain things that you just don't stop and do. And you know what I mean? Like I was in a moment, I was in a certain type of space, and we created two classics that will feed my children's children for the rest of eternity, because I understand my rights. I know what publishing and a lot of things are right now. I'm becoming very wise in this business. So We created 2 assets that will feed our families for the rest of our lives. Me, Blue, my good brother Flame, sister America Sutton, 360 Ray, and others. You know, we had the time of our life. I would want to do nothing more than to create on that day. I could have did a lot of things, but I wanted to create. I wanted to make something. I wanted to make a classic, something that will live longer than me. I wanted to celebrate the way that I celebrate, and that is with creating. I could have did anything, and no matter what I would have done, I would have been in the back of my mind saying, "Damn, what if I would have created some music today? Shit, did I do that? Have I put my all into it?" So we made sure we did that first, not second or third. We got that out the way. You know what I mean? And man, wait till y'all hear what we made. I'm talking about. Whoo! We yeah, it's that time. It's the red summer, right? And we were, as we were in the studio, we got word of Joe Biden started this, all of the notifications start hitting my phone, and it was like confirmation. Some magical things are taking place in my reality. I can't speak for everybody, and nor will I ever try to do such. You know what I mean? But I'm living in the Kamala Yuga, and things are, they're manifesting as they should. As a matter of fact, shoot, let's just get right into it right now. Let's premiere this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's waste no time. Let's do the roll call, and then let's premiere the world exclusive of our new anthem. I am everything that I prayed for. Talk black to me. Shout out to America Sutton. When you hear that name, just know, how I put people on to the talent. You know what I mean? I got that I got that eye. You know what I'm saying? But understand me when I tell you, that's the name to look out for. She's doing big things. And it's also her day. Shout out to Source God. He also has a day. You know what I mean? So, this is about being recognized for the work that we put in and standing on business. You know what I'm talking about? And basically, just, being authentic in who we are, because authenticity is the superpower that trumps love. Did you know that? Did you know scientifically it was proven that authenticity is 400, if it's not 4,000, it's 400% more powerful. 400% more powerful than the emotion that people thought was the supreme emotion, love. Authenticity is trumping love. So being your authentic self, being in your authenticity, and standing on your truth, and standing in your, and not trying to be like nobody, but daring to be yourself, like me and this man Blue Pill have been doing since people met us. You can't find somebody that we clone. You can't find somebody that we copying. You can't find somebody who we taking fashion tips from and stuff like that. All of this is in-house. All of this is in-house. And that's not to toot the horn, but you got to stand up for who you are, and you got to tell your story, and you have to be unapologetic when doing so, because motherfuckers will stand in your face and spit their story, the spittle all in your, you know what I mean? Like, they will blast their story in your face. They'll shove it down your throat. You better get out there and tell your story, family. I'm telling mine. You dig? I'm telling mine. Content is king. These conversations that we're having right now on these airwaves will live on forever. This is proof of work. You know what I mean? I know my shit is, they have something called a blockchain right now, where it basically will put your anything from files to paperwork, whatever you have, you could put it on a blockchain, and it's locked in the ledger, meaning that they can't erase it, they can't censor it or get rid of it. When you put content on the internet, it's metadata, it's data stamp. You know what I mean? It has a date on it. It's called proof of work. So if you know that you've been putting in work for as long as you've been putting in work, then you have yourself that is an asset. That's part of your portfolio. Stand on that. I'm telling you, and that's it's not even to me to say it's enough to go around is already speaking in lack. That shouldn't even be. I shouldn't even have to appease anybody's ego by saying some shit like that. You should already know what it is. So, we'll have conversations moving forward, but let's do the roll call and let's see who is in the building. We have Flint Town, we got Richmond, we got Hawaii, we got Harlem, we got Portland, you dig? Cleveland, we got Seattle, we got Shreveport, Brooklyn, Cleveland, St. Croix, Silicon Valley. You know what I'm talking about? Sand Trap, North Carolina, Homer, Louisiana, straight out of Oakland. We got the Twin Cities. Yeah. We got Chesapeake in the building. You dig? Yeah. Blue Maroon, Monroe, Fayetteville. You dig? Houston, Texas, Pennsylvania, New Bedford, St. Louis. Imagine if there was a proclamation in each one of your cities because, you live in whatever city that I'm shouting out, and one thing, if not 100, if one thing from this show, if one thing from the plethora of shows that we have, remember, people are like, yo, Red, we don't see you on YouTube anymore. And I'm like, fam, that's disrespectful, because when I put my name in the search engine, Red Pillar or Red Pill and Blue Pill, it's hundreds of videos from whatever year. It don't matter. Content is king. The content, it ages more finer in time. You dig what I'm saying? It ages like fine wine. So if you don't see a recent video, people live in this recent. No, the classics. You should be looking for something that was put out pre-2010, because that's more valuable than a video that might get put out in 2021 or 2 or 3, because everybody is saying the same thing. What about when nobody was saying it and the first person to say it? You should be looking for that's the real value moving forward. I'm just giving y'all a heads up. That is going to be the real value proposition, or the real value avenue that people are going to be going down, where they're going to monetize content based off of proof of work, based off of the metadata, which is the timestamp. So if you put something profound up in 2024, that'll be worth $100. But if you could prove that you put something profound up in the year 2000, then that will be worth $1 million. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? That's where we headed. Proof of work. Grand Rapids, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio, New Orleans, Los Angeles, North Carolina, Tampa, Charlotte, Rotterdam, Netherlands. Yeah, the whole world is in the building right now. That's what's up. I feel honored to be in your presence and to be surrounded by y'all around the globe. It's like a force field. You dig? I just want y'all to know that. And we finna cook. You know what I'm talking about? We about to cook up. And yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful build. I would have wanted to do this yesterday, but I promise you, when I got back from the studio, man, I asked my whiz. I was right in the seat, right in my office and whatnot, and I was sleeping when I was supposed to be live on the air. But it was a good sleep though. So we here now, and we about to cook this thing up. I put together a slideshow. I took my time, and I went in the lab, and I put together a presentation. So we're gonna do this because Proclamation Day is no nation but a donation. There's no better nation than a donation, because they told me when I talked to them and they gave us the proclamation, they say this is the day where you're supposed to be raising funds. This is your fundraiser day. This is when you raise up your quote unquote funds for your operations moving forward. You know what I mean? This is the day that you do your quote unquote fundraising events. So next year we will be in the all white affair, all white linen, of course, and we'll be doing more things like a fundraiser and a concert and whatever else needs to be done. But I'm gonna play this exclusive, and then I'm gonna put the Cash App scrolling on the bottom, and I want to definitely feel the love. You know what I'm saying? That because that's for the proclamation. It's only right because we put in that work. You know what I mean? And the best nation is a donation. You know what I mean? The way that you could feel the love is by feeling that cha-ching. So let's go into this song. I Am Everything. No broke energy. You know, I'm talking about rich energy only, featuring America Sutton, Blue Pillar, Red Pillar. This is the world premiere. Of course, this is not the mixed down final version. I just got to put that out there. You know what I mean? But I'm giving y'all the raw. Peace.
Yo, this is Celebration Day, Proclamation Day. Hey, it's a celebration, baby.
Celebration, Proclamation Day, baby.
Let go. Got the sis over here. Say my love. She ain't even know what's going on there. Hey, little sis. My little sis. Hey, take me, baby. Yo, Proclamation Day, baby.
Proclamation,
Celebrate. We in the studio. We out here.
Let's love.
Yes, sir. Yo, we out here challenge, man. Yo, it's a celebration day, baby. We out here, man. Love it.
I am everything that I pray for. I am the frequency. I am the frequency. Yeah. I am everything that I pray for. I am the door, the table that I wanna reside in. Yeah. I date a dream, a life filled with purpose. Everything, yeah, I know I deserve it. Take responsibility what I do and don't do. Ooh, yeah. I will never bend my crown. I found my courage to face my fears and doubt. Resting in my purpose, know that I'm worth it. Casting out the shadows of doubt. No enemy sent to me can destroy my peace. No, I am everything I pray for. I am everything I see. Elevation ain't meant for the weak. Manifest what I see. Perfect alignment. Ain't nothing gonna stop. Return to sender. Return to sender. I am everything that I pray for. I am the frequency. I am the frequency. Yeah, yeah. I am everything that I pray for. I am the door, the table that I wanna reside in. Yeah.
Come and sit at the winner's table. Yeah, it's dinner on us. Me and the members, we got spinners on us. 360 red and blue, Netherroos got bodies, they got sinners on us. We got linen on us, we got women on us. And it's midsummer nights and it's winter on us. The Netherroos, they descending on us. We remembering us, so the twin is in us. Cybertrucks, color cinnamon crust. You know we riding, you dropping out like Joe Biden. You hiding, we popping out like Poseidon. I pray for days like this to be praised like this. My lower self to be raised like this. I'm blowing wealth with a phase like this. And like a disc running plays like this. With a day like this, just a proclamation. Tupac's was indoctrination. Get an operation who's populate all the proper nations. An approximation, the ops was hating. They pops is Satan, no cooperation.
Everything that I pray for.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that's the world premiere of Everything I Pray For. That's not the whole song is crazy. Blue is on there, Andre 360. I'm just giving y'all a snippet. You know what I mean? I'm just giving y'all a snippet of what we made in real time. The type of classic that I gotta talk. You know, I told you it was a classic. Now I gotta let you hear it so you know what I'm talking about. I promise you. I'm everything that I pray for. Yeah. You feel me? That part. So let's get into this thing. All right. Let's get into this lesson for tonight. All right, here we go. Sacrilegious Mondays with Red Pillar, Kamala Yuga. Yuga. All right. Please make sure that you go and listen to this classic episode that we just put in the bag. We just did it on Third Eye Thursdays with the Grand Sheik, Taj Tariq Bey. All right. A Moorish worldview of geopolitics and the global crusader agenda. All right. Go and check that out. Okay. And make sure you check out the lecture that we got coming up on Sunday with me and his good brother right here. You can scan the QR code that you see on the screen and it will take you right to the Eventbrite so you can get your ticket. Fear of a Blackamore Messiah featuring Sharif Anil Bey, Grand Sheik Sharif Anil Bey, and the good brother Red Pillar. All right. Sunday, July the 28th. 8 p.m. and it's Zoom only. All right. It will be recorded. It will be available for your viewing. It will be yours to have afterwards. If you can't make it at that time zone or time slot, it will be available for your replay. All right. We house it on our website, ktluniversity.com. That is our home site. All right. It is safe there. Sunday, July the 28th, this Sunday. 8 p.m. I will see y'all in the building. I look forward to seeing y'all. If y'all want to, if this is how y'all gift us for the proclamation, matter of fact. Hold on. As a matter of fact, what am I talking about? I almost forgot. When I'm speedballing. 10 free shirts. The first 10 ticket holders for tonight. The first 10 people who buy tickets for this lecture that we got coming up on Sunday. We decided to give out 10 free shirts, and the shirts are they not like us. I'll show you the video with the shirts in a minute. All right, but that's going to be our gift for the first 10 ticket holders. You guys get yourself a free shirt as well. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as we predicted, we are in the months of Jason, otherwise known as the Jason months, and that consists of July, August, September, October, November. All right, we have 5 months of the show, okay, and what we commonly call the shit show. So it just has started in the Jason months. We're in the beginning of the Jason months. You already have an attempted assassination on an ex-president, a presidential candidate, a 33-time felon, and you also have the sitting president for the first time since 1968 with Lyndon B. Johnson stepping down and abdicating his run for re-election. Right. So the show is just getting started. Okay. And here we find ourselves. The season finale of the wildly popular TV show The Boys, which is on Amazon Prime, featured the main villain of the TV series, who is highlight or lampooning as a hero, as a superhero, right? He's cosplaying a superhero, but he's really a supervillain. And on the season finale, he was able to take control of the U.S. government by a very crafty plan that was put together by him and other superheroes who they call the Supes, right? So these are superheroes going bad or going dark and whatnot. He's considered to be the evil Superman of this universe that we find ourselves in, right? The implications of him, right, taking over, and his diabolical plan in the whole TV series was on January 6th, when the new president-elect was coming into office, right? He was going to have him assassinated, and him and the vice president, who goes by the name of Victoria Newman, who is also a superhero, but she was hiding her superhero powers, but she was the vice president-elect. She looks just like Kamala Harris, right? And they were planning and plotting to assassinate a president and to have her become president, and then she would declare martial law and give the superheroes the quote unquote constitutional powers to do what? To take over the army, to take over the military, and to have diplomatic immunity, right? Thus, pushing Homelander not into the seat of a president, no, pushing him into the seat of an emperor, first of America and then of the world. Okay, because that's the plot that we're following in this series, and it's a 5-seasoned series. The 4th season just ended the other day, and we're going into the 5th season. They said in 2 years, right? I believe in 2026, they're going to bring back the 5th and the final season. This season number 4 was really just a setup for the final season, which looks like it's going to go super bonkers, right? The advertisement leading into the launching of the new season, right? And this new season, like I said, this is the #1 show on Amazon Prime. It has a cult following, and it was the most closest TV show on TV in real time right now. We're talking about the present now, that is mirroring everything that was taking place in politics. This was the one that got it dead on, right? This was the show that was the complete doppelganger to the Donald Trump universe and to this political arena that we have in America right now. Like I said before, in American Gods, they utilize the realm of the imagination, the mythology, the quote unquote entertainment, the fantasy complex industry, to push the mythos. You feel me? Where they intertwine quote unquote fictional characters, right, with real life characters. Now, this was the marketing and the advertisement once again of season 4. Okay, there's many superheroes on this show and whatnot. There's a lot of storylines that were taking place in the universe of The Boys, but this was the quote unquote main marketing advertising. Homelander and Victoria Newman. Mind you, when the season opened up, Homelander is going to trial. He's in court fighting a murder. Right? The same way when the season opened up, Donald Trump is on trial fighting whatever he's fighting and whatnot. Right? Homelander is not running for office. So even putting him in that type of advertising right here is like misadvertising. Victoria Newman just got elected vice president, right? In this new season, they find, it opens up and she's at the quote unquote celebration party where they just won the presidency. And it's leading up to their inauguration on January 6th. So the whole season starts the day that they get elected, where she becomes vice president elect. And then it leads up to January 6th, which is the day that they're supposed to be, quote unquote, handing over the provisions of power, right? So Victoria Newman and Homelander, they're casting a plot. Now, Victoria Newman is a doppelganger for AOC and Kamala Harris. Okay, as you could look at her phenotype, she's an Indian. Okay, and I'm not talking about the Indians from the reservation either. I'm talking about Hindustan. Okay, and of course, Homelander is Donald Trump, and he's his doppelganger in so many ways, right? So here's some things about Victoria Newman, the things that she does. She is she's very powerful because she's a politician and whatnot, and she uses a lot of her political power to do things, to become like a double agent, because like I said, she's hiding the fact that she's a superhero. So in public, she works against them, but behind the scenes, she's one of them, right? So their plot is to take over the government in a coup d'etat, a bloodless revolution, of course, by knocking off the one in charge in order to put her into the seat, and she'll let him take over and become emperor, right? You know, once again, a Kamala, of course, knockoff or doppelganger in this TV world, in this imaginary world, in this quote unquote, you know, in this what they would call real world, but it's spelled REEL. Okay, right? So she's playing her part in this situation, right? But symbolically speaking, right? This is Kamala. Okay, this is Kamala. She's a Democrat, right? This is who you see right here. So this thing that you see that's going to take place in the next few months, right? This they're going to juxtapose the two energies against one another. But the closest that I'm going to be able to see is this right here. That's what I'll be drawing to, because I know the way that this storyline was written out, and I know that we're looking at theater, and I know that these writers all work together. I know that they're going to be doing a thorough throughway through that storyline with this right here. Because keep in mind, it's all theater. Please remember, as we move forward, we're talking about the theater of politics. Everything is scripted. God damn it. Everything is scripted. Okay. That's what this show showed. That's what the boys show you, that it's all scripted. You feel me? It is all scripted. The company that they have in their universe is called Voight or VOT, right? It's called VOT. And in our world, it's called Blackwater, State Street, and Vanguard. Okay. So this is who they basically are juxtaposing these two characters in. I'm just laying the groundwork for anybody. I'm not assuming that everybody knows anything about this show. So as we walk through, I'm just giving you some information so everyone is informed as to the conversation that we're having right now. Okay. So in the series, Homelander is Trump, Victoria Newman is Kamala. All right, let's move forward. Homelander and Trump, it's a scary resemblance in the way that they're writing the two characters. It is a horrific, scary experience, but Homelander's ultimate goal is to become the emperor, and Trump's ultimate goal is to become the emperor. Nothing has happened by accident in the Trump universe. Nothing is just coincidentally happening where he's being given these powers to be a quote unquote, not a president, rather an emperor. Let's be clear. You feel me? Let's be clear. So this was the deification ritual. This was the ceremony, or whatever you may want to call it, you know, the coronation, the WrestleMania, you know, this was the event where the process of this myth making took its this is the heights of it right here. This will be the height of it right here. Okay, this is what changed everything. This turned him from a regular quote unquote, you know, politician into a martyr. Whether it was staged, you know, if the whole thing was put together by Netflix, doesn't matter. It did what it's supposed to do, right? If Vince McMahon produced this, you feel me? If that man in the back was JFK Jr., you know, whatever took place, we know that the deification, right, and the quote unquote, the myth making, right, of this man as a savior figure, okay, who is anointed, who is protected, who is quote unquote God sent, right? Somebody who will give a great white hype, right? somebody who is going to help put more confidence back into the broken system. He's there to puff Rome and stand something up that has already fallen. What do they need? They need that confidence. They need that fluff. You feel me? They need what all Americans who come from that world need. Okay? They need to believe in something. They need to have faith. They need to have something to put their faith into. They need to have something to believe in. So what's being sold to them? Make America great again. We got the Project 2025. We got a whole layout. We got Agenda 24. You know? This is what Homelander. So Homelander, you know, same type of thing. That was Homelander in the season finale when the senator who became the president was like, "Yo, we're implementing martial law and we're letting Homelander take control." And then he stepped up and got on the mic. That's that equivalent to that. That's this scene right here. So now he is in. They had people wearing ear diapers at the convention, right? So you're looking at literally Jim Jones type of cult activity right now, right? He's a martyr. He's a symbol. The blood got spilled, like how you see on Homelander's face in the advertisement. We had blood all over his face, which harkens back to, you know, pictures like with Christian Bale in American Psycho. You know, these are the Vikings, the Nordics, the Germanic tribes. You know, hold on. Y'all all right? It's the cult of personality. Yes, it definitely is. I think it's going beyond the cult of personality worship. It started there. It started there, but it could go into fanaticism. You know, it could go into fanaticism. Fuck around. So there's an article out that Fulton County's DA Willis's photo was found on Thomas Matthew Crook's cell phone, right? We have to keep in mind that Homelander, right? Here goes Homelander and Trump right there, comparisons in this universe that they've tied together, right? So the number one person who was going against the supervillain, right? The number one person who it seemed was working for the Democrats to try to put Trump in a bad position, like jail for the rest of his life, or to try to take all of his money, right? Or to interrupt his operations. Could anybody in the audience tell me who that was? Can anybody? Not just YSL Fanny. He had beef with the sister in New York. He had beef with Fanny. He had beef with about two other sisters. They was looking into his bread and all of that. Keep that in mind. Letitia. He had Letitia. He had Glorilla Fanny. YSL Fanny. Right? And now he has Kamala the cop. Right? So there's a trail of resentment, right, on his side for black women right now. There's a hidden resentment along with a fetishing, But this fetishing is turned deadly because you've seen a lot of beheadings and dismemberments and a slew of things that are speaking to these people breaking, you know. And I'm just pointing out the fact that before it was him versus a woman of color. Let's just say that, even though we know that that could be considered a colorable term. But before it was him against Kamala Harris, it was him against Fannie, it was him against Letitia, and it was him against a few others. Let's be clear. And they were the ones that was taking him out to, they were the ones that was dragging him out into the deep to drown him. So on this season of The Boys, they introduced new members to their super group called the Seven. And we were introduced to a very interesting character who goes by the name of Sister Sage. And Sister Sage is a superhero only in the with the only power, not the only power, but her grand power is the fact that she is, get this, the smartest woman on the planet. Okay. Her superpowers, it is her brain. Okay. It's so crazy. She has to get lobotomized. She has to get a lobotomy in order for her to have a it's so much, it's like a dopamine releasing type of thing for her. You know what I'm talking about? She gets a lobotomy to become a regular person until her brain heals and whatnot. But she's the smartest person on the planet, a melanated woman who got recruited by Homelander to basically become a sinister, you know, become an aide in the takeover, or rather, you know, the extermination, because they're planning on reducing the population and enslaving them, right? So they introduced these two characters. There's one character on the right, that's Firecracker. She's like a typical MAGA. She's like one of the MAGA moms and whatnot. She's super radical. She talks nothing but Fox 5 rhetoric, Breitbart rhetoric, and yeah, and she tries to upstage Sage, of course, not knowing who this woman is, because a lot of people were underestimating Sage in her role because she is the smartest person on the planet, right? Wink, wink. These people who are imbeciles and hotheads and maniacs and what we would call sadomasochists, they're not the ones that are the smartest tool in the box at their corporations, in their quote unquote colleges, even in their movements. 9 times out of 10 is somebody who looks like the opposition who is helping them with their plays. Okay. So this is a good scene in The Boys. I can't play it, of course, because of copyright issues, but he went to Sage's house, and this is Homelander. He goes to Sage's house and he recruits her and whatnot. He wants her to join the Seven and get down with him, right? Her name is Jessica Bradley. She was in a Teenage Kicks with A-Train, but was kicked out after barely a year. So she was a superhero in one of those teenager groups. She recruits Firecracker into the Seven and does not want to be in the Seven. She has a romantic relationship with the Deep and with Black Noir, encourages Deep to stand up for himself. She got shot in the hand by Mother's Milk. She wants to help Ryan stand alone, not to be Homelander's side chick, and calls Homelander childish and basic to his face. She is the smartest person in the world. She gets everything she wants, and she berates Vought CEO, and she is Vought CEO. They made her the CEO, and she berates Ashley, who used to be the help, you know. So that's Sister Sage, very interesting character. And at the end of season 4, which was the other day, the last scene, it was shown that she was the one running the whole show, similar to in Loki, when you saw that my dude Kang the Conqueror, right? Jonathan Majors, when he was running the whole show. So it showed you at the end of the season that she was the one the whole time putting everything together, right? She was the brains behind the whole operation to take over the quote unquote planet, right? And that was the end of phase 1. And she said, get ready and buckle up for phase 2. So that will be the new season. But Sage is the evil genius who helps Homelander Trump take over the world, right? So she would be Candace Owens. Okay, she would be Candace Owens in this universe. She would be Candace Owens. The other chick would be Kamala. Okay, the other chick would be Kamala Victoria Newman and whatnot, and she'll be like a Candace Jones type. You know, I'm talking about playing on that side and bringing her intellect and bringing all of her, you know, bringing all of that to the dark side. Okay, so Victoria Newman, right, gets killed in the last episode. She gets assassinated. To show you how these people are lining things up, Victoria Newman winds up in a shock to everybody. Nobody's seen that coming. Well, real quick. So yeah, now here's the picture of Homelander. He's the emperor. He's basically just showing them that he succeeded at the end of the episode to take over, and it was only because of Sage. That's the only reason that he was able to take over. Other than that, he basically failed the whole mission. But he came to find out right at the last minute when Sage came through. She explained to him how she set everything up, and then she put the victory in his hands and whatnot. And then my dude right here with the tentacles coming out of his chest, this is Billy the Butcher. You know, like Benny the Butcher, but this is Billy the Butcher, right? So Billy the Butcher has an entity that's growing inside of him, sort of like venom, right? And Billy the Butcher, he basically has a venom. He has a venom character, and that venom character basically took over his whole person. He allowed it to take him over, sort of like how Peter Parker let Venom take him over, or was being taken over, and then he turned into a suit. Now he's a super villain, killing all of the soups and whatnot. And he killed Victoria Newman. He ripped her in half. So on the season finale, the vice president got knocked off. Okay. And her name is Victoria Newman, and she is Kamala on that show. Okay. On that show. And Homelander is Trump on this show. Right. And the season 4 ending creates a villain stronger than Homelander. Well, once again, we're in Saturn. Right. This is all about the father, because he is a father to a son named Ryan. And Ryan could be even stronger than him. Ryan is the only person they say they could kill Homelander. Ryan is becoming dark. Ryan caught a body at the end of season 4. He killed a lady. And this is this series deals a lot about mother issues. A lot of the main characters have mother issues. Homelander has mother issues. The other dude on the other side, Huey, he has mother issues and whatnot. It's just a lot of shit going on. The way that they build these characters out, you know what I mean? The way that they explain, they give these characters character arcs and backstories. So, you know, anybody that's big on writing and whatnot, you will love this shit. Okay. So they're setting Ryan up to be a major villain in Boys season 5, potentially stronger than Homelander. Despite Ryan's dark turn, there's a chance for redemption, contrasting the other characters' paths. The potential arc for Ryan in season 5 could either lead to him stopping Homelander or aligning with him as the ultimate threat. You know, so this is the girl right here. This is Kamala and Maxine. You know, yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. She's a very interesting character, just seen through many different lenses. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a basic. I don't want to look at her through a basic lens. We want to look at this metaphysically. We want to look at this from all angles. Okay. So in the series, Victoria Newman and this dude right here, Homelander, who is the equivalent of Trump, right? The Trump archetype, the Trump energy, the Trump doppelganger, right? And she is the Kamala doppelganger. Okay. And they have them two going up against one another, right? He's not in the race against her. at all. He's not in a political race. He's basically standing next to her, and he is very volatile, very unhinged. His image is very tainted because he's a murderer. He's been exposed to be more crooked than people would have ever thought and whatnot. So it's career suicide in some senses, but he knows that she's a superhero, and she has decided behind the scenes to work with him to take over the government and put the superheroes in power, and and rule with an iron fist. This is AI right here, y'all. So this is the equivalent of what AI represents right now. So this is AI in a superhero form, where it's posing as something benevolent, it's posing as something that will help the people, it's posing as these other things, but it wants to be on top of the totem pole, right? In this series, the superheroes feel that they genetically superior. This is the Uberman thing. This is the whole, and these niggas are crazy, you know what I mean? Like they catch bodies, you know what I mean? They knock people off, they do assassinations and all kind of stuff, right? He even tried to kill her, and what he did is he threatened her that he was going to torture her daughter, who is also a soup and whatnot. This is her daughter, who she had to turn into a superhero in order to protect her, because they were trying to kill her and whatnot. So she shot her up with some serum called Compound V, and Compound V will turn a human into a soup, or you know what I mean, and give them a superhero power and whatnot. So her daughter's a soup and whatnot. I can't play this video because of copyright infringements, but this is all in the lecture. We're gonna be breaking this down more in the lecture coming up on Sunday. I'm talking about, I'll be breaking this down and giving some insight. This is Billy the Butcher, you know what I mean? Billy kills Newman, Billy the Butcher. This is the first time that they even really showed that he had this entity, or he also took Compound V, and the Compound V, it has like side effects. So the side effects were killing him the whole season, and then on the last episode he popped up looking fresh and regenerated, and that's because he allowed the venom to take over. So this was my dude from the TV show The Walking Dead. Okay, this is my dude in the middle from The Walking Dead, and in this show, he was the Venom. He would take the personage of this character and whatnot, and he was the Venom who was talking to him, who was seducing him and allowing him to take over. So now this is who took over Billy the Butcher's psyche and his body. He's the parasite. He's the Venom. He's the demon. He's the Jinn. He's that archetype of what that represents. You know what I mean? People have these demons inside of them, or these venoms and things of that nature that are trying to take over, and some people are fighting that. You know what I mean? So that's who that is in the show. That's the Butcher, and he went on a rampage. So this is the scene at the end of season 4, the last episode, where she was in a safe house with she had a secret service with her, and she went to she seeked help with the boys. She wanted to go and get some help from the opposition of the superheroes, who are called the boys. And while she was in the bunker, Billy the Butcher, he popped up out of nowhere, and his she attacked her, and then he bodied her, right? Ripped her in half. And she even has powers to regenerate. She had like Wolverine powers and whatnot, but he ripped her in half. So that's it. So yeah, they're showing you on that show that the doppelganger for Kamala, right? They knocked her off. You know what I'm talking about? And they cold-blooded, So just keep that in mind. You feel me? Just keep that in mind. These are all of the superheroes. This is not all of them, but this is some of them. and whatnot. I'm not going to go through all of this right now, but this is explaining this. Let me just give you Homelander. Homelander is the most powerful of every super in the boys. He's the leader of the seven and utterly insane. Although this isn't known to the public, who view him as the world's greatest hero. After being the unquestioned face of the seven in season 1, The Boys seasons 2 saw his leadership challenged a bit by new arrivals and vault priorities. By season 3, the sociopathic Homelander's sanity had taken a steep decline. He has positioned himself as the head of Vault, and the realization that superheroic gifts don't count for much when running a multinational megacorporation is fracturing his self-perception as a godlike and fallible being. His powers include having increased strength, durability, hearing, laser eyes, and X-ray vision. He also possesses the ability to fly. Homelander's power is nearly unmatched, but he was almost subdued by a team up between Soldier Boy, Billy, and Huey in the season 3, episode 6, Herogasm. The latter of the two whom were enhanced by Compound V. His one known physical weakness is not being able to see through zinc, and his need to feel love provides him with a considerable roadblocks. So, Victoria Newman is a congresswoman with superpowers. The reveal of Newman's abilities was saved for The Boys season 2 finale when the show confirmed she was behind all the exploding heads. She killed CIA Director Susan Raynor, several people at the congressional hearing, and the Church of the Collective's leader, Alistair, by using her powers. It isn't known how or when she got those abilities. Newman is one of the most mysterious characters in The Boys, and beyond the mass murder at the end of season 2, she's yet to demonstrate the full extent of her abilities. However, it's been established that she also possesses superhuman strength and durability. In season 3, she returns and demonstrates that other supers aren't safe from her power by way of giving Starlight a nosebleed. Right? So when her eyes go white, she's able to blow your head up. She's able to explode people. You know, she's able to wreck things. You know what I'm saying? But she got ripped in half. Okay. So let's get into some metaphysics behind the name Kamala. Let's look beneath the surface about if she's black or not. And the Grand Sheik broke down what that means. So, Kamala can be termed as the most benign and benevolent form of the goddess. The question is, are Kamala and Lakshmi the same? So it says, Kamala can be termed as the most benign and benevolent form of the goddess. She is none other than Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. As Kamala, she remains one of the manifestations of Kali, the fierce form of divine Shakti, who was also known in many other names as Parvati, Durga, and Bhagavati. What does Kamala mean in Arabic? In Sanskrit, it is usually spelled Kamal for males and Kamala for females, meaning lotus or pale red. Kamal or Turkish Kamal. The Arabic name, which is also a noun, means perfection, superiority, distinction, and completion, conclusion, and accomplishment. Let's continue. This is her full name. Okay. This is her full name as it appears on the quote unquote congressional websites, right? Her name is Kamala Devi Harris. She was born in 64. Okay. From Oakland, California, Howard University, right? Hastings College of Law, admitted into the California bar in 1990, deputy district attorney, okay, the Alameda County, California from 90 to 98, all right? She was in Howard University in 86 is when she graduated, okay? Let's be clear. Let's just put these terms, these dates into perspective, right? She's with the San Francisco District's Attorney Office, okay? She's in the Division of Children and Families. She's the District Attorney of San Francisco from 2004 to 2011. Then she's the Attorney General of California from 2011 2016. Then she's elected as a Democrat to the Senate in 2016, and she served from January 3rd, 2017 until January the 18th, where she goes from being a senator, right, to the vice president. Okay. So this is her, the body of her work, right? The body of her work, the quote unquote foundation is the fact that she's a lawyer, because all of her work is dealing with her being a district attorney, okay, and working in the court system, right? And then she miraculously becomes the Senate. She gets into a senator seat, and then she becomes the vice president. And now she is the presidential candidate, okay? What God is Devi? Her middle name family is Devi. So what is in the name, right? Let's check it out. What God is Devi? Devi is the goddess of the divine feminine, the water goddess, and the goddess of beauty, wisdom, love, blood, sacrifice, war, and music. Devi or Devi is the embodiment of womanhood and the feminine, and therefore is embodied by all female Hindu deities. Okay, Devi, Dave, Davi, goddess, used in India as a title following the personal name of a married woman. So here's a tweet that went up that her cousin put up, right, and caused a big shitstorm in India amongst the Hindu community, where she said, "I'm actually speechless other than to say that the first day of Navaratri was lit," right? And she put her aunt as a Durga, and they were having a problem with that, right? And to the point where they made her apologize. But what is Durga? The goddess Durga has always been a divine object for meditation, bhakti, prayers, and guidance since ages. She is deeply glorified by in the Durga Chalisa, 40 hymn treatise that vividly praises her presence, conquest of enemies, Vedic wisdom, and mercy on the conditioned souls living on earth. She also appears in the god form of Saraswati. Wait, I'm pronouncing it wrong. To grant wisdom to the sages and thus ensure their welfare. She is also Mother Amba, who once accompanied as the female energy Lord Vishnu on his divine form of Naramansa to save Mahajara Prahlad from the cruel hands, right? So here's 9 forms of Durga. You have, I can't pronounce all of that. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It's almost like stumbling down the stairs. In Hinduism, the goddess Durga, also known as Shakti or Devi, is the protective mother of the universe. She is one of the faith's most popular deities, a protector of all that is good and harmonious in the world. Sitting astride a lion or tiger, the multi-limbed Durga battles the forces of evil in the world. So if I was a district attorney, that would be me carrying out Durga in my professional life because I'm battling the forces of evil. I have Durga. I'm tapping into who she is in the Clark Kent version. That's a district attorney. That's a judge. Yes, that is a senator and things of that nature. Yeah, that is a hardline person. You feel me? Durga's name and its meaning. In Sanskrit, Durga means a fort or a place that is difficult to overrun, an apt metaphor for this deity's protective, militant nature. Durga is sometimes referred to as Durga Chanashini, which is literally translates into the one who eliminates sufferings. Okay. What does the name Kamala mean in mythology? Which goddess is Kamala? In Hinduism, Kamala is considered to be the tantric characterization of the goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi. Okay. So these are the Indians. This is their culture, right? She belongs to that culture. Okay. That culture is, in America, it's been said that is the number one income or economy amongst the nationalities. It would be the Indians who came over from India. Okay. So she represents that nation, right? And her name means a lot to those of that culture because it's clear to anybody in Indian culture, if they look at her parents, their parents are living out Indian culture, right? They're two PhDs, they're doctors and whatnot. They're representing Indian culture because that's what they come over here. And these are the things that they get into. These are the things that they're known for, right? So Kali Yuga, right? So she's seen through the eyes of the believers. She'll be seen as the one who represents the coming in the ages of the Kali Yuga. Look at her name. Look at who she represents, not through the eyes of Red Pill, through the eyes of people in India, through the eyes of people who follow, who know what her name means, people, women around the world, of course, women in America, of course, women who are Democrats. I'm talking about the symbology of it all. I'm talking about the symbology of it all. When it comes to the marketing in that campaign, that's not what I could speak on that because she's about to get with some sisters that know how to do them wigs and whatnot. And you know what I'm talking about? Mary J finna put some boots on her. Like, we're not talking about the image glow up. We're not talking about the Kamala glow up, the Kamalification. We're talking about what this represents symbolically, symbol to the symbol literate, right? We're talking about that, So the Kali Yuga is a Hindu concept that describes the various ages that the universe travels through in a cycle. There are 4 yugas: the Satya, the Tetra, the Dwapara, the Dwapara, and there's Kali. The Kali Yuga is the 4th and the last yuga, and it is known as the age of darkness, ignorance, and devastation. In this essay, we will look at the Kali Yuga's qualities, significance, and impact on human life. So it is said by many that we are living in the Kali Yuga right now, right? We are in the midst of the Kali Yuga as we speak to one another, okay? What is Kali Yuga? The Kali Yuga is thought to be the last and darkest of the 4 yugas. It is claimed to have begun at the end of the Dwapara Yuga and is expected to last 432,000 years. Human values and morality steadily decrease during the Kali Yuga, and people grow increasingly materialistic and greedy. Society becomes corrupt and immoral, and vices become more common. Okay. Characteristics of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is thought to have multiple characteristics. Some examples are decrease in spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge and wisdom deteriorate over time in the Kali Yuga. People become more uneducated and disinterested in spiritual pursuits, and their focus is drawn to materialism and worldly pleasures. Prevalence of evil, greed, dishonesty, and corruption characterize Kali Yuga society. People engage in sinful behaviors with little regret, and evil and immoral practices are common. Increase in disease and disorders. The Kali Yuga has also been linked to an increase in illnesses and disabilities. Physical illnesses, chronic diseases are becoming more and more common, and the human lifespan is decreasing, right? Shortage in food resources. As the world gets increasingly materialistic and people focus on their own interests, resources become more scarce, and famine and poverty spread. A decline in social harmony. Social peace and togetherness are lost during the Kali Yuga, and people grow more divided and fragmented. Conflicts and wars are on the rise, and society is becoming more violent and aggressive. All right. There are books that you could get on this. There's research that you could do online, and you could go ahead and go down a deeper rabbit hole. Right. So although the Kali Yuga is associated with darkness and destruction, listen, it also has a deeper spiritual significance. The path to spiritual liberation is thought to be easier in the Kali Yuga than in other yugas. This is due to the fact that the other yugas require a higher level of discipline, austerity, and spiritual awareness, which is impossible to achieve in the contemporary day to day. The path to liberation in the Kali Yuga is stated to be through the Bhakti Yuga, through Bhakti Yoga, which involves devotion and surrender to God. It is thought that by practicing Bhakti Yoga, one can achieve spiritual liberation and break free from the cycle of birth and death. The Kali Yuga has had a major impact on human life. It is a period of huge challenge and difficulty, but also of opportunity for spiritual growth. Individuals might find it challenging to sustain their spiritual practice and stay on the path of righteousness as virtue and righteousness fade in society. However, it is also thought that in the Kali Yuga, even small acts of goodness and compassion can lead to spiritual growth. One can achieve spiritual growth and move towards liberation by keeping a pure heart, practicing devotion, and being compassionate to others. Conclusion: the Kali Yuga is a period of darkness and ignorance, yet it is also a period of opportunity for spiritual development. We can overcome the obstacles of this age and make spiritual development by grasping its qualities and importance, right? So this is the Kamalification of Kamala Devi Harris, because people are going to talk about who she was and, what she was about and stuff like that. And I get it. You know what I'm talking about? She was with Willie and all of that. That's and how does she wind up right here? How did she go from that to here? Because, I know that they say that you could sleep your way to the top, but God damn it, she did that without having a head full of gray hairs. I mean, God damn it, let's talk about it. This is her in her younger years. These are her parents, right? This is what we're looking at. This is Kamala's mama, and that's her dad, you know what I mean? And that's her mom's later on. Okay, now this is her in Howard University. Okay, this is her in Howard University, you know what I mean, with the sisters, right? So how did she go from this to that? What happened? The Kamalification of Kamala, right? So, when she gets around sisters like this, and they talk about how they can't relate to her, keep in mind that she doesn't come out of just India. She was in Howard of all places, soaking up, and she's in a sorority, right? But for those women of that sorority, what she does and how she does it is fine by them. They don't have no problem whatsoever because she represents what that she represents what that sorority represents, and she's doing what needs to be done, and she is going to be supported by every single one of them moving forward. Make no mistake about it. You understand? Make no mistake about it. Like, she's as black as they need her to be. Okay? She's as black as they need her to be. Okay? They cool with all of that. Oh, you're not married to a black man. That's something that the sorority, they look, it's called marrying up. She's a part of the divestment movement. Those feminists and whatnot, they riding with her. She's good for them. She's part of the divestment movement. You know what I'm talking about? You're not gonna shame that there's people in women is gonna vote for her. Because at this point, it ain't about who you like and whatnot. You know, they're giving people an opportunity. But she changed from, you know, and she went from that to that. And it's okay. You know? She's on a mission. So she'll be, I think that she may be the first president that's a stepmother. Because, you know, that's not her biological chillings. You know, she's stepmama. You know what I'm talking about? You know? She's a stepmama. You know? I don't think she has any children. You know? But Kamala done came a long way. Kamala done came a long way, baby. Let me tell you. Kamala done came a long way. Give it up for Kamala, y'all. Give it up for Kamala. Clap it up for Kamala, please. You know? Clap it up for Kamala. Somebody said Kamala kind of thick. Well, just based on what her name means, right? I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say who she is or what she didn't do or things like. I'm just giving you some basics. We didn't even get into other things. I just gave you what her name, her first and her second name means. Just that alone, you know? So, like I said, they got Victoria Newman got torn in half. So she needs to move very carefully and make it to November. My prediction is Kamala Harris will be the president before the election. She will inherit the presidency from Joe Biden very soon. And she will be able to sit in that Oval Office until the exchange of power. And this fight that's going to go down is going to be about the black man or the melanated man and his woman. That's what it's going to center around that. It's going to center around that. You know? It's going to center around that. Because it's going to say melanated women, the Moabites, the mothers are going to tell the sons, y'all got to get on our side. Y'all can't be riding with Trump this time. And the brothers are going to be like, nah, we riding with Trump. We ain't riding with Kamala the cop. We good. And it's going to cause a great divide. I could already see it building up. But another divide that's going to take place is black women or melanated women or Moabites. They're going to be arguing with the Trumpers, you know, these fanatics, these fanatical Trump people are going to be arguing and having all kind of verbal debates because they're pitting these two against each other. You said Biden's not giving up that seat fast enough. I want you to tell me this. Whenever in history did you see somebody bow out of a damn race with a letter or a tweet? This has never happened before. You have not seen Biden in 4 days. You don't even know if Biden is alive, bro. When have you ever seen somebody step down from re-election and he did not do a State of the Union? He did not do a pre-recorded video. You did not hear his voice. All you got was a letter. Do you know what's just taking place in government? Like, it's literally a coup d'etat taking place. You didn't see no video. He didn't do a press conference. He put a tweet out, bro. This is unprecedented. This is right in your, this is why you was, this is unprecedented. This doesn't happen anywhere else. You couldn't get homie to sit up. You couldn't prop him up and let him talk to the people. You stepped down with a tweet and then you said you got COVID. No, she's going to be the president before the end of the term. Okay. That was yesterday on Proclamation Day. He sent a tweet out, family. He sent a tweet out. He didn't say anything. He didn't go live. He didn't do a TikTok. He didn't do any of those things. He exited stage left. So you don't even know if that's his word or not. You don't even know if he signed that. You just getting a press release. He didn't even put out a press release. So, like I said, I watch these TV shows. I don't believe nothing no more. It started when I was watching goddamn 24 with Jack Bauer. This Kamala is Olivia Pope, man. Who used to watch Scandal? Kamala is Olivia Pope. Is Olivia Pope the Kamalification of Kamala? That's Olivia Pope. She is Victoria Newman. If you see the TV show, you'll realize how cunning and wise this woman is. She is Olivia Pope. Please understand what you're looking at. Please understand what you're looking at. Somebody will be like, she slept with Willie Brown to get to the top. Nigga, did you read what her name is? She's in, yo, bro. She's doing what she got to do to get where she got to get, bro. She's doing the same shit that Sister Sage did to get the people to do what she needed them to do. The body is a sacrifice to get to where she got to go, bro. Her people sending her to America to become a top cop. Nigga, that shit is respected in India. Are you dumb? Them Indians finna get behind this woman. The Indians are the top gross. They're not no lames, bro. Them Indians are not no lames. You just seen the party, the wedding that they just had for one of those Indian billionaires. And I think at that party is where they got a lot of commitments for the billionaires, the Indian money to get behind Kamala and the Democrats. They're putting an Indian. Yeah, her people is Hindu. They're putting a Hindu. A Hindu. Imagine these dudes out there in them trailer parks. A Hindu in the White House, not over my dead body. You getting what? A Hindu, not over my dead body. They're allergic to Indians in America. They're allergic to Indian. Just the word Indian in America, it sets off. Them rednecks ain't having none of that. I don't know what you thought. A Hindu in the White House? I don't know what they're gonna do when she take over for Joe Biden. How they gonna maintain sanity and whatnot? But no, they on high alert. They on high alert. They ain't going for that. You know, Sleepy Joe is one thing, But a Hindu, nah, they ain't with that. So, just buckle up. You know what I mean? It's doing what it's supposed to do. This is all theater. Her dad is Jamaican. Yeah, her dad is Jamaican. Yeah. She a Black American Indian. Yeah. Her mom's is the Brahmin class. That's right. So what this thing is going to force, the conversation is going to come out against the Indians and how they feel about their own people. That's going to force, that conversation is going to come out sooner than later and whatnot. You know what I mean? That's going to come out sooner than later. But listen, family, I got to get ready for Melanin Mondays. Yeah, this was a dope show. I appreciate everybody's your time and your energy and whatnot. We're going to close this one out and we'll be back. We'll do some more stuff. Like I said, not like I said, but I do want to say that we have a whole channel, and it's not this channel. It's going to be another channel. It's going to be dedicated to, we're going to be doing like reviews and stuff like that. We're going to be doing, like watch parties, stuff like that, where we'll be breaking shows down and doing reviews and stuff. This is what I like to do. Check us out, though. Sunday on Zoom. If we could have you in the audience, we will be honored. Definitely the best way that y'all could say that y'all appreciate what we're doing is to show up to these events that we put together. These events are very special to us. These lectures that we do every month. The highlight of the research that we put in for the months is the highlight to the narrative that's going on in the news. And we're also able to bring other scholars on board to the KTL universe and let them shine their light and do their thing and teach you and give you information that you never had before and whatnot. So on Sunday, July the 28th, we will be on Zoom. The link is in the chat and the link is also in the description. The first 10 people tonight who get your ticket, you have yourself a free shirt courtesy of Know the Ledge. All right, let me show you what that shirt is. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Let me turn this volume down. I see that. Can't put the volume on, but there you go. The first 10 ticket holders tonight, you get access to a free shirt. They Not Like Us. All right. Yeah, man. These are some of the hottest shirts that you got out here this summer. Okay, so you will have access to a free shirt for the first 10 to get your ticket. And yeah, tonight in about 40 minutes, we will be back for the round table. Make sure y'all are in the building. All right, the round table, the Moorish round table on Melanin Mondays. It's gonna be one of those. You dig? It's gonna be one of those. All right. So let's end this with the red and blue song, Red and Blue, Purple like Prince. All right.
Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple like Prince.
To this day. To this
Red
day.
and blue, purple like Prince. Get to know the legend, sacrilegious. melanin Monday. You can get to
bring it back, blood clot.
red, blue, purple light friends. Red, blue, purple light friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light friends. Red and blue, purple light friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts
To this day.
Facts, yeah, we
To
gon'
this
put
day.
this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace. All right. See y'all soon.